county has to say.
Even after being sent away for 3 days.
Of the committee asking 3 questions. The supplementary questions are 50. We don't know what to anticipate.
Yes. Yes, I had said whether it is your submission that NLC paid public funds without involving the Nairobi City Council, who are actually the planning and the survey authority in the city.
Yes, we were not involved in this compensation.
Okay. And it's also your submission that the due process in terms of planning was not followed.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, I would like to
introduce yourself first.
Mheshimiwa Kunji, MP from Bahati, member of this committee. I've passed there and we saw some story buildings there. And we had that the city council had given letter of allotment to those stories buildings which are there. On which ground were they given, and which plan was done so that they can be allocated? Because they must be having a letter of allotment, and if they have, can we have that record to know whom they pay rates, and also letter of allotment, the standing charges and what which is supposed to be paid? So that means, according to a layman, that the city council was really involved on this, on subdivision, on issuing letter of allotment, and giving also the authority to build. I believe you must be past the need to build. You cannot just build like that. There are 5-7 stories in that land. What can you say about it?
Further to that, Madam Chair, maybe, so that he may answer all questions, I would like to know whether you have actually paid a visit to the land that we are discussing. Because from the way you are talking to us here, you don't even seem to have had your own ground visit like we did as a committee. Secondly, if, let's say, everything was legal, do you believe that the value given at 3.2 billion for these 13 point something acres, do you believe, in your case, if you were to pay for it, do you believe that is the true value of the land? And also, what documentation do you have? How many acres are we discussing? Because every time we have NLC, they come up with a different acreage. The Ministry of Lands comes with a different acreage. So we want to know exactly in your custody, what acreage are we discussing for the 2 schools?
CSC. Mr. Kerich.
On the issue of allotment, of where the
story buildings
flats stand, I don't have that information right now, but I can commit to get it. On the issue of whether the...
How long will you take to get us this information?
I can get it by this afternoon.
Okay, can we say that by 5 o'clock today?
Yes.
And also, Madam Chair, because I think you said that they have all the document and the survey map. Would you be having the survey map of there, of the place you are located? Would you be having that survey map?
Please tell us.
Yes.
Where is the council allocated?
Yeah.
If you don't have it now, you can bring it to the documents you're bringing in at 5.
Whether we believe 13.2 billion is a fair price, I think that
3.2.
3.2.
Yes, whether we believe that 3.2 is the price. I'm not a valuer. I don't know whether that holds a good price or not a good price. Then let me not answer that. Have you visited the land? Yes, we have been there separately. How many acres are there? That is contained in our statement. That's we have given.
How many acres does it say? Is it on your statement?
I just want to ask.
Yes, go ahead.
One piece is 15.14 hectares. That is the one that has the GSU houses. The other one is 23.47 hectares.
But you see, you're mixing us. We have no issue with the GSU land as we sit in this committee. We're investigating the schools. How many acres are the schools lying on? The 2 schools.
We don't have that. It's not in the submission.
No, I
That one.
So you don't, you have no idea how many acres we're discussing in this?
I did bring the map last time.
Yeah.
So the acreage for the schools is not part of your submission?
No, the acreage that we have is the total acreage outside.
Waziri, we are investigating a matter where we suspect that public money has been seen through people claiming payment on a public land. That is the purpose of the committee. Now, you appear here and you tell us that this is public land, which is a very vital information. And I'm sure you can imagine the extent that it can go, that kind of a statement in helping the committee in saving taxpayers' money. Do you have evidence to prove that this is actually public land that you can table here
No,
before?
I do not. But remember, we have taken you chronologically about the process that should be followed to dispose of public land. And we are saying we have no record showing that any procedure was followed to dispose of it.
So the only way you can help us, because people, the purported owners, are tabling documents. We are looking for alternative documents to counter the documents which are suspected to have been acquired fraudulently in terms of to give ownership to the land to these people. So then if you appear before the committee and you just give it verbal communication without tangible evidence, are you not putting us in a disarray? Could you help us in any other document? And if you don't have, what do we call that?
We have limited documentation, okay? And we are making all the documentation we have available.
Okay.
We have a map here in case you have any cartographer issue which shows the two schools. Yes? And all the documents we have, we will provide. But on the other hand, you know, we cannot make inferences. So from what we have, that is our position. We really will make available all the documentation that we have. And we can take you through each of the letters we have to see if any of them is useful.
Chief Officer, you wanted to say something?
That's a quick one. What is asking here, and I think Waziri took the committee in a very consistent manner. We have several documents. One of them, we got a survey plan for the two schools, and it's giving acreage for each portion. Now the problem we are having is we cannot link this survey with any subdivision. That's why Waziri kept on saying part of it lacked the process. So we can pass this to you, but it's a survey document. To reach here, one must have used a scheme. That scheme is known. So we can table this.
Now, there is something.
Yes.
Please table.
During the subdivision that created the LR number 7879, stroke 24, and of course it created another 7879, stroke 25. You put it very clear that you participated after getting the letter from the city, from the ministry. Now, when you do a subdivision and you create an LR, then you register. It is registered. So I would want to understand, having confirmed here that there was a communication from the relevant ministry creating this subdivision. Subdivision 1, LR number 7879 stroke 25, 24 went to the GSU. So we are assuming it is registered under GSU. This other one, it is registered under who? And you have documentation if you did participate, because that will help us to understand who is the owner.
Chief Officer, you are trying to get another document, or you have no response to it?
A quick one. When you look at and this related to my report,
Yes.
the two plots, stroke 24 and stroke 25, we have explained it was created through a survey process.
Right.
by the office of the president seeking to secure land occupied by the GSU. Now, presumably, when they went up to the end to get the titles, presumably, they might have realized that the planning process was not followed. The reason why they came back to the county in 2013, requesting for regularization for that process, they got the substitution certificate. Now, and with due respect, because that was communicated to the Ministry of Lands, they need to say under whose name was 24 registrant and under whose name was 25 registrant. I think it will become clear.
Should end this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, any other questions? Thank you very much, Nairobi County, for the information that you've given us. We have agreed that we would like to table other documents. We can give you another 3 minutes to give us any other documents that you may have. And we are going to make copies because some of the documents you're giving us here are original. I can see original stamps. So we are going to make copies and give them back to you for your records.
The last one I'd like to give is for the Ministry of Lands and Urban Development,
Yes, yes.
which are mentioned in our talk.
Tell us what this document is.
The letters from the Ministry of Lands.
Ministry of Lands 2013.
They are requesting for the acquisition of that land.
Yes. Okay. Honorable members, this is a letter dated 2nd August 2013, and we'll take it as part of our documents. Though it doesn't mention the two schools. It's about JSU. It's not about the two schools that we are talking about. Well, would you like to give some closing remarks? CC?
Yes. As we leave, we are going to get for you the additional information that was specifically requested by Honorable Mujiri about whether there were any allotment letters to the owners of those flats, of those pieces of land, and
approval subdivision.
and approvals for subdivision. Otherwise, we are available. We are ready to come back anytime and provide whatever other information that you require, because we also want to help the committee to get to the bottom of this matter. When I went to the Department of Lands, I was shocked at the number of cases of disputes regarding land in the city. There is a lot of double allocation of land, one piece of land with several titles, people expanding their land beyond, and then it's a real problem. And I think even coming to a solution to a problem like this then sets precedence that, you know, public land is supposed to be protected. So you, in essence, you're even assisting us to be able to be more effective. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. And regards to the government of Nairobi. Well, we have another person.